Everyone, welcome to Homestead Corner. Today, I thought we'd talk a little bit about all this chaos with food processing. I am sure you all have noticed there has been a rash of crazy incidents at different food processing plants, meat plants, packing plants, storage facilities, processing facilities, all different sorts of foods facilities. We are seeing all these weird incidents where things are exploding, things are catching on fire. Just the other day, a airplane crashed into a General Mills plant, and luckily it was in where they had all the trucks and things. It wasn't where they had the food, but it did destroy 6 tractor trailer trucks, and that in and itself helps put a strain on an already strained food system. Now, there are plenty of people out there that are going to tell you that this is lemony snick. It's just a series of weird and unfortunate events. You know, could be, but it doesn't look that way. It looks awfully odd that they have had so many different types of incidents in the recent months. Just in the last couple of months, there has been so many that it really starts to catch your attention. I'm not saying that food plants haven't, caught on fire before, because they have. And I did try to look up how many food plants were destroyed in different years, and I couldn't really find any record of that. If anybody knows of, how many were destroyed in 2019, 2020, and, in 21, you really saw things pick up on this, where meat packing plants were lit on fire, there are explosions, all this different stuff is happening to these food processing plants. And if with all this stuff happening, it really makes you wonder what the heck is going on. And here nor there, it's everybody has their own opinion on this. I would love to hear your opinion, what you think is going on. I know what I think. I think this is absolutely insane. I've never seen anything like this. And I have seen that food processing plants do, things happen, there are accidents, stuff does happen, but this is so many, so close together. It really, really makes you wonder. But this is just another indicator on how fragile our food system is. We are dependent on these companies. We expect there to be food when we go to the grocery store. And even if it's a small business or a giant mega business, a big fire or something that is just small in an office, all of it causes price increases, it causes delays in the food chain, all of these things happen, and it causes more and more strain and makes it more and more difficult for us to find the foods that we need. And even just like the backed up trucks at the border, there was a whole bunch of food held up at the border, on the southern border, extra. I guess they were checking the trucks extra for a while. Even just that, some of that food is not going to make it to the market once it gets across. If it sits too long, it's going to rot. These were fresh fruits and vegetables coming across the border from Mexico into the United States. And this is a normal thing that happens all the time. It's part of our food system, but that takes away, it makes it harder to find. I know we struggled for over a month to find bananas, and still a lot of fresh fruits and vegetables. There still are a lot of gaps. Well, we have stuff, there's plenty of lettuce there, and there's tomatoes, and potatoes. We have plenty of potatoes here in Maine. But there are gaps in a lot of the fresh vegetables and stuff, and a lot of things that we buy are not there, so we have to find alternatives to buy, which not all the ones that we find are affordable. So we have to really switch things up, the way we're eating and the way we're doing things. I think it is so important right now for us to really take stock and look around at everything that's going on. We want to pay attention to these things because in coming months, it will rear its ugly head as things, one company may have a fire or a plane run into it like General Mills. So paying attention to all these crazy events that are happening will be important to us. In the future, we are going to see delays in products, lack of products, things like that. When a company has a complete loss of a facility, it is going to make a difference in the food chain. Whether it is just a reduction a little bit for a while because they're able to spread things out, or it could be something missing completely. Being on top of your food storage is so important right now, and making sure that you have all the necessities so you're getting plenty of nutrients and you have plenty of food for you and your family. And I think, I'm always talking about stack it to the rafters. Well, this is just one more thing that shows you that we have to be prepared for the whole deck of cards to come falling down. We have to be prepared for that. I think that is so important. So with all the inflation and the lack of products, the supply chain problems, everything else that we're seeing, we really need to pay attention to all these crazy events because they are going to play into this, and it's going to make it more and more difficult for you and your family to be able to get the things you need. Get those gardens started. Make sure your pantry is topped to the gills, as much as you can put in there. Can everything you can so it is shelf stable. Get as much as you can. I really think that is so important right now. Top priority should be making sure you have plenty of food for you and your family for a good extended amount of time. If crops fail, if you do plant a garden and everything fails, more than likely everything wouldn't fail, but some of it could fail. But if everything did fail, there's weird things happen. If everything failed, you would have your pantry to fall back on. And, if part of it fails, then you've still got your pantry to dig from. And, with a great garden year, which I am hoping for everybody to have a wonderful, bountiful garden year this year, hopefully that is what happens and we don't have to dig into those pantries right away. Leave that stuff stored that's there. Eat fresh, can up all your extra. Dehydrate, freeze dry, whatever you can do to it, whatever works for you. Everyone has a different method to preserve their foods, and they all are okay. Don't let anybody tell you that your way is not okay and their way is the only way, because that's crazy. There's a million ways to do everything, and whatever works for you, do that. So I have added a few links to some of these crazy, mysterious events that have recently happened into the description box down below if you're interested in checking them out. I'm sure you have seen some of these. They're between February and now, just a couple that I saw in a quick search online. And if you search online, you can find much more than these couple of articles, definitely. There is just so much craziness. We really need to keep our eyes open and pay attention. And that is it for today. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. Subscribe. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.